What's happening, guys? I'm Craig Cavanagh. Welcome to my brand new podcast, Cham'Pain with Cavanagh. My guest this week is Anthony Fowler. Some of you may know him as a boxing champion. And I'm just going to read a couple of accolades off that he has achieved over his career. So he won the bronze medal at the 2013 World Championships. He also won a gold at the 2014 Commonwealth Games. He started his professional boxing career at 2017 and he won 16 out of 18 of those fights. After retiring, he has ran two successful businesses, Supreme CBD and Supreme Life. So it's my great pleasure, without further ado, to introduce Anthony Fowler. Anthony, how are you?
All good, thanks, mate.
Are you good? Are you good?
Thanks for having me.
No, not at all. So I want to go straight back to the start. Now, obviously, I know you and I know most of these answers, but I want everyone to know your full story. And we've discussed this before, and I really did want to show exactly where you've came from and all the adversities you've overcame. So can you share some of your earliest memories growing up in Liverpool?
I don't know where to start. Just remember, obviously, knocking around the streets and getting into trouble and trying to just have not be bored, basically. There's not much to do, really not much to do. Like, I think a lot of young lads in Liverpool, they go down and they start playing football, or they do boxing, or they try and get into some sort of sport. I tried football, which I wasn't very good at, so unfortunately I had to box and get punched for a living. But I really enjoyed boxing. I really loved it. I fell in love with the sport at a really early age. I started when I was 11 and I never looked back, really.
Yeah, I think Scousers, you're either a singer, you're either a boxer, or you're either a football player. I'd like to go a bit further back, because I know from obviously speaking to you before that you come from a big family. There was a lot of you, wasn't there? Can you talk us through that?
Yeah. Well, I live with my mum with 5 kids. My mum was single, and we had a tough upbringing, to say the least. We lost our homes at points because my mum was getting a victim of domestic violence, so we had to move into like hostels, and we had nowhere to live at times. And eventually, my mum couldn't cope with the 5 kids on her own, which at the time I was a bit bitter of her. But when I look back, I think it must have been hard having 5 kids, no support, no family, no money, and every fella she met battered her, basically. So eventually I went to live with my dad, and that's when I got into the boxing, basically. I think I found me path with all the anger. I had a lot of anger inside of me, because obviously I couldn't defend myself at that age. I had a lot of anger. I think I used that anger for a positive reason with the boxing.
No, I totally agree with you. That was going to be my next question. Like, do you think it sort of played into why you went into boxing? So you sort of had a defense mechanism? Yeah,
like I look at my son and I look at my daughters, and I think you're going to grow up like a lot better life than I did. So I can't see me son want to fight. I think he want to be more like sort of singer or dancer or something.
Yeah.
Like he's a lot soft, my son, and I reckon it's hard to like be like strict with your kids. I want my kids to have their own strength and not rely on me for everything. But it's on the same hand, I want to help them as much as I can to achieve their goals and aspirations. So, and I think people like myself who get dragged up the our way, they can be tough and they can go. They've got Brazilians and they've got grit, and they can go and fight. Where like kids who come from like privileged families, they haven't got the same desire or hunger for like a sport like boxing, which is very, very brutal.
Yeah, I feel like that there's no drive with kids these days. It's completely different. Like I was brought up in a working class family. Like obviously you have to fight for everything that you get. Do you feel so? How are you as a parent now? Like, so do you let your kids just sit on the iPads, or are you a bit more laid back?
No, I try, and I hate the kids watching TV or on phones. I hate it. But my little girl, it's a long story. My little girl, but she was unwell at one point, and she wouldn't eat the food, so I had to like give her my phone to watch like YouTube or something to distract her. So she did, because I was giving her pure like a healthy food, like wild fish and like veg and mash and stuff. Kids don't want to eat that type of stuff. Kids want to have like pizzas or chicken nuggets and chips and stuff. So I was giving her pure healthy meals. I had to try and distract her to make her eat all the healthy food, but lucky enough, she got better really, really fast, and she's now in the habit of the phone now. So now she's like, no, I'm not eating. I want TikTok. So I had to let her starve, or just give her the phone to shut up. But she have it for like 10 minutes at a day. That's it. So I'm sure
that's such a Scouse thing to do, though, isn't it? Like my mom's the same with my little brother. He just leave him to it. And I was like, hang on a minute, do you remember what you were like when we were kids? Like, yeah, we weren't allowed to do that. But so going back to what motivates you to get into boxing, how did you start your journey into the sport?
You know what? I said to you, I wanted to play football. My cousin Robbie Fowler was a really successful footballer. Everyone obviously knows Robbie in Liverpool. So I wanted to try and play football, and I tried a few like 5-a-side teams and 11-a-side, and I wasn't really as talented as what I would have liked. I always tried my best, but I wasn't really excelling. Where by a fluke, there was a lad called James Hill. He went to my school and he boxed, and he said to me, come to the gym, and I was like, nothing else to do. I'd all walk on the streets. So I went to boxing gym with him, and he wanted to spar me, and I was a bit like, well, it was my first day, do you know what I mean? Let me ease in. So after a few weeks we sparred, and I done him in my first spar, and I think the coach, he's passed away now, Joe Harper, he like seen a lot of potential in me because I was very, very strong, even though I was like that dead skinny. I've always been really, really strong. So I think he's seen a bit of potential in me and like took me under his wing a little bit, give me a bit of one-on-one attention, and then I started like flourishing really, really fast. And I had my first actual fight in like 4 or 5 months, and I won that as well. So I just took to the sport really, really well.
No, it's mad. It's mad when you say like going back to like how you got into it, because I didn't know Robbie Fowler was your cousin.
Yeah.
How long have I known you now? And you've never name dropped. You've never name dropped. You're just not that type of guy. So looking back at your time in obviously the career, what are some of the most memorable fights or moments? What was your most memorable one?
One of my best memories, which is it's very, very small achievements compared to what I did do, but I always remember my first year, like I said, I really, really like flourished in the boxing ring. I like found me home in the gym, and I felt like a home in the ring. I got to the national final, which is really, really hard to achieve. At the best 2 kids in your country for your age and weight. I got there the very first year I tried, and I boxed this lad called John Day, his name was, and he'd been boxing for years. He had like a big, massive crowd. I had no one there for me. I was in London. I hadn't seen not one person there, and I was winning the fight. And the last round, I got tired because I was probably eating pizzas, drinking Fanta. I wasn't even like taking it serious, do you know what I mean? So the last round, he was like on me, and he like come back the last round. I still should have won the fight because I was a scouser in London. You know, down there, they don't like us.
Yeah, they
so
don't.
That's what I'm saying. So I won the fight, but they gave it to him. And I remember I was gutted. And then I had to go and get in the car. And then I remember like driving home from London in the back of a van after losing. And no one spoke to me. It was like they're quiet and airy in the car. It was like pure bad atmosphere. And I remember like thinking, I never want to lose again. And then by like a mad little coincidence, the year after, I won the championships again, got to the final again, and he was there, the same kid.
No.
And I said to myself, watch this year, watch it. This time, we fought in Newcastle, which is like a neutral ground.
Yeah.
And I absolutely punched the kid's head in.
Did you?
I absolutely battered the kid. And then I went and boxed with England, and I remember being like, wow, I'm like a kid from Toxteth. I'm boxing with England. It's like crazy. So I remember, it's like looking back on my achievement, that was a small thing, but just being the best in the country for my age was amazing for me.
It's the one that sticks in your head, and I mean, you have moments in your life, I feel, where there's one moment that just shapes everything, and it's like fight or flight. So how did it feel to win the bronze medal at the 2013 World Championships?
Yeah, it was amazing. Honestly, like I'm actually the second person in history to do it at middleweight. It's only me and Carl Froch who've ever won middleweight bronzes to this day as well. That record still stands. It's so hard. Like, you got to look at it like this. The world's a big, big place. There's a lot of men in the world who box. I got to the top 3 on the planet, basically, for my weight. Not just my age, my weight. So it's an unbelievable achievement. You look at it like that. I'm only the second person to ever do it from England. So
second person?
Yeah, well, me and Carl Froch, at that weight class, me and Carl Froch only ones. Froch went on to become a multi-weight world champion as well. So it was such a big achievement looking back. And when I was really happy as well, because I won that bronze, I got extra money from the Olympic team at the time. I was living on £250 a week, and I was like 22, so I was like on my ass basically. So the medal was nice for us, so the money was nice as well. So I managed to like double my wages. I went to like £2.5 grand a month, and I was really happy with that because it was tax free. So
back then as well, £2.5 grand a month is a lot more than what it is now.
I thought I was flying.
But have you still got the medal now?
You know what? They're all my dad's house for me. I'm not one for me. Like I'm more like proud of my kids now. They're on my medals. I don't really stand there and share my medals. That's all done now.
Yeah, you don't have to shine them, but you
know what I mean? No, that's what I'm saying. I used to have them at my nan's house. We had the big massive like cabinets and that, and I was really, really proud. But it's like my life's like progress now. Like, I don't like to look back at what my achievements. I like to look what I'm doing moving forward. Like I'm more proud of Supreme I am than the boxing. I'm a lot more proud of what I've built there.
Yeah. And then you won the gold in 2014, didn't you, in the Commonwealths?
Yeah, that was unbelievable as well, because that was the best in the Commonwealth, and I've always wanted to win. Like, even though I won that bronze, I still didn't win the gold. I actually didn't fight for it. If you look at my hand there, all them scars in my hand, I snapped my tendon in the quarterfinals, and I still won the fight, but my hand was in absolute bits. The next day, couldn't even put my socks on, and I thought, I can't go and fight with this hand. I can't do it. Do you know what I mean? I can't fight with this hand. I can't even put my sock on. Do you know what I mean?
Is this the day before?
No, I was meant to fight in the semi-finals, and I couldn't put my shoes and socks on because my hand was that sore. It was like pure swollen. It was up here, and I thought, if I fight with this here, it could potentially be career ending, because if I'm hitting this kid with this broken hand and it gets worse and worse and worse, it could have ruined my career. So I just had to be smart and not fight.
What were some of the biggest lessons you learned during your professional boxing career?
It's a bit of a bad one to learn, but I learned that you can't cheat the weight type of thing. Like, I think I tried to be a bit of a weight cheat me in my boxing career. Like, if you look at me now, I'm like 14.5 stone. I'm solid. I've got no fat on me. I've still got a 6-pack. I used to box at 11 stone. So can you imagine me losing 3.5 stone now? And like, I was.
You the shape of you,
that's
like
what
your
I'm
natural
saying.
shape.
This is my natural
wide.
size. Like, my brother is like 17.5 stone. My brother's like 18 stone. My dad's like 15 stone. I was fighting at 11 stone, so it weren't natural. But I tried to go down as low as I could to, in my head, give me an advantage to be bigger than them all. But I'd literally not be able to eat a thing for 24 hours. I had to like sit in saunas for like an hour in like sweatsuits and hats and gloves in the sauna. And I look back and think, I should never have done that. Because when I used to fight, the first few rounds, I'd feel great. And as the fight would go on, my energy levels would just drop because I had net, and I was so dehydrated at the weight. Looking back, it was a bit silly, but I got into my head that I could do it. And then no one ever said to me, you're being stupid, go up. No one ever said to me, because they don't really care that much. Like,
they just want you to win.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They're just worried. They're just thinking, you can make the weight, let him fight. But it was, looking back, it was really crazy what I was doing, and it was really dangerous.
So we had a conversation the other day in the office, and it was so funny. And I'm just going to bring it up now. And I'm like, oh, I suggested someone to you, and you were like, I know him, Joe Cordina.
Yeah.
So where was it when you lived with him?
My first memory of Joe Cordina, which you might have forgot about, but I haven't forgot. I was in Scotland, and I was fighting for England again. And I was with my little mate Jazza. Me little Jazza, we're dead close as kids. And in Scotland, Jazza was fighting Joe. And I didn't know who Joe was, so obviously I went to Jazza to batter him. But Jazza was like a little snarler, so Jazza was like a little rough kid from Scotty Road. Jazza was probably snarling Joe before the fight, and Joe was a bit like, what's going on here? Joe was like a 14-year-old kid. I think Joe been boxing like a year or something. He was new to the game, and Jazza was like a bit more experienced. And Jazza beat him, like, but it was a competitive fight. But Jazza beat him, and then it was like 2 or 3 years later, I went to like GB boxing Olympic trials, and Joe was there, and we both got on the team. And then eventually we like lived together in a little flat. We had a little flat, me, Joe, and Charlie Edwards, and you know what? They both become world champions, both of them. So
that's madness, though, to think that you all lived in the same gap. So, and then I wanted to ask you, because I've never even asked you this question before. Past and present, what two boxers do you respect? One who's retired, gone, one from now. Who do you respect?
You know what? I've always loved Tony Bellew. I've always really loved Bellew. He's from the South End like myself, and I always remember a story about Bellew. I remember he was in the Rotunda, and he was telling everyone in the changes that he was going to become a world champion, and everyone was laughing at him. I think he might have even been Liam Smith. He was like arguing a little bit, saying like, you haven't even won this, you haven't even won that yet. And Liam was a lot more experienced at the time. They both become world champions in the end. But it was like a bit of banter. It went on too heavy, just a bit of banter. But I remember like Bellew's belief, and I was thinking to myself, like, who are you, fella? And I don't know who you are, I've never even seen you fight. But he was at the time, he was like a novice. He hadn't even boxed as in the ABAs, but he went on to become a world champion, and he done it in Goodison. He always said he would as well. So he's a man who will look at him and think, you believed, but no one else did. No one believed in you. Everyone thought you're British level at best, European at best, and then you went on to become a world champion. So I actually love Bellew for that.
He's a great guy. I met him in Ink once. He's a really great guy. And then,
was he angry? He's always angry.
Do you know what he was actually sound? I think I got a picture with him.
Always looks like he's gonna punch someone.
Picture with him. I mean, do you think you don't look like that?
I'm nicer than Bellew.
Yeah, that's a CBD, that.
I put Joe Colding up there, you know, I would. Again, Joe's become a world champion. I remember Joe's turning point was having a child. I remember we were all like on the GB squad, and Joe was always like drinking Coke, and he was always eating Nando's and getting like ice cream. You want them kids, Joe? I was like super strict. He wasn't. He would train hard, but he wouldn't be diet. He'd eat like crap a little bit.
Whatever
you know what I mean? And then on the running, he'd never put it 100% in. He'd like save it for the sparring and whatever. And then when his missus got pregnant or had a baby, he just like switched, and he just had to take the sport really serious. And then at that point, he was number 2 in the team behind Luke McCormack, and then Joe like just went to European Championships and won a gold medal, and he just went from strength to strength to strength, and he done amazing things.
No, he's a good kid. I'm looking for. I remember. I think it was one of his fights. I think he'd had something wrong with his hand before it, and then he came back and he won the fight. And I think that was the first fight I ever seen him in. I can't remember who it was against now, but yeah, he smashed it. Yeah. So. We're going to talk about, obviously, that you've retired from boxing. How was that for you, like letting it go? Was it a relief, or was it more
you know what?
sad?
No, I was lucky because I had the CBD. If I never had the business, I'd probably still be fighting now, because I haven't got many other skills rather than fighting. That's like I've done it for 20 years, and that's what earned me my money. So going for the CBD business, I fell in that by fluke, and that turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me. But I didn't find that hard, you know. I always thought I would. I always thought that it's my life. I live to sport. Like, you won't get a boxer more committed than me. I was so committed. Like Cordina will tell you what I was like. I literally used to just go to the gym in the morning, the afternoon, and the night. I was in the gym 3 times a day, every day, and I'd eat super, super clean. I would never drink. I'd always be in bed for 10 o'clock. I'd never ever do nothing that way in boxing. I just used to box. So when I'm retired, I think because I had the kids and the business, it was just such an easy transition for me to go from being on my own in like London, like fighting all the time. I think I got to the point where I was a bit like, I don't want to miss any more of my kids' life. Like when I first had my first son, I couldn't believe how I felt. It was like such a mad feeling. Like I just felt like I had all this responsibility and love in one go. It was just crazy. And then I had to go to London the day after and go and fight some German fella in London. And all that week I just didn't want to be there. And then I remember sitting in the changing before the fight and saying to Shane McGuigan, look Shane, I don't feel like I'm fighting here. I don't feel like I want to fight. Do you know what I mean? But he was like, you better switch on, mate, because this kid's gonna try and take your head off. Do you know what I mean? So I went out because I was always very professional, and I beat the lad. I stopped him in like 9 rounds, and then straight away they announced that I was fighting Liam Smith in like 8 weeks. And I said to Shane, I don't want to fight in 8 weeks. Like, I've just done a big long camp. I've had a newborn baby. I want to spend a bit of time with my kid. And Shane was like, well, what do you want to be, a boxer or a dad? And I couldn't really argue with that because I thought he's right. So I wanted to put the fight back a little bit longer, but the fight date was October, I think it was. And then I had like a week with my son, and I had to go straight back to camp, and I was away the whole time. And I didn't really like it at all. I didn't really enjoy that camp at all.
I think it messed with your head a bit.
Yeah, well, think about it, right? I've just become a dad. I've only had 1 week with my son, then I'm about to leave him to go to London. I'm getting home like Friday night late, and then my kids are sleeping. I've got Saturday, Sunday, and I'm leaving Monday morning. I didn't spend no time with my son until his first like 8 weeks of his life. And even when I was home, I was getting no sleep because I was sleeping in the spare room. I could hear him crying. So I felt like a bit of a bad dad as well. And then I lost that fight, and I thought, I'm not going to do that again. So I moved Serena and the kids to London with me. So I thought, at least I've got me family around me. But then I realised like it doesn't really work because I was out of the gym all day, coming home, I was getting no rest because I was getting home, Serena was up the wall saying, you do this, Nappy, I'm doing this. I was like, I normally just used to rest. I'd train, repeat, and like that. And I mean, my whole lifestyle changed. But I had another fight with some lad, he was from Poland, I think he was from. So I beat him, and then I got offered a fight with a lad called Felix Cash. He was unbeaten at the time. He was being European champion or British champion, and it was for like a lot of money. It was like 120 grand or something, so it was a lot of money. And the fight was around the same date as me next baby was due, because during all this process, Rainey was pregnant again. So I had to choose, like,
you definitely planned that.
Oh, I
Just
never.
keep her
No,
pregnant.
it was there, 100%. Can't trap me. But yeah, so I had that fight lined up and I had the baby and I just couldn't really I just wasn't happy. At this point I wasn't happy. I was in London, I had a newborn baby, I was training all the time, I was tired all the time, I was getting no sleep on overnight. My girlfriend was heavily pregnant, couldn't really do nothing, so I was having to be a full-time, not a full-time dad, but a dad, a boxer, a boyfriend. I couldn't really do it all, it was just too much for me. So I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna have a few months off, have this other baby, and then not miss the baby this time, and due my new baby, my baby Roma, and then I just never went back. I just got used to that home life, being at home with my girlfriend and my kids, and my business was getting more and more successful because I was putting a bit more effort into the business and not the boxing. The business was just flourishing, like just going up and up and up and up, and then I just thought, do I really want to go back to London and fight when I can earn more money sitting in my house with my kids? Do you know what I mean? So I just think it was an easy decision in the end, and I'm glad that I did, because I look back at boxers, I think it's not good for your health. A lot of boxers, they go on too late, they get that one punch too many, and next thing they've got like brain problems, and it's later in life. Like even me, later in life, I might have more problems because of the 20 years getting punched in the head. You never know how it's going to affect you. So I'm glad that I got out of there when I did.
And the last few, Serena punching you in the head as well. No, I just, you know what, you can tell you still love the sport, because whenever there's anything like a big profile one on, you're very vocal and you'll always put your comments up. I want to ask you what you think about this whole YouTube fighters is, and like you're getting people out of retirement and getting them back on. Like, what's your opinion on it?
I don't know. It's a funny one, because boxers moan, like boxers, like there'd be some fighters out there who are grafters, who work their asses off, who get paid like $3 or $4 grand a fight, and then that's what will last them a few months, so they're on like literally a grand a month. Honestly, this is like fighters who were like fully committed athletes, work their asses off, graft, and you get some fella there who's got like that. Jake Paul's a prime example. He's off Disney. He's done all this like pantomime type of stuff.
Is he off Disney?
Yeah, he was in Disney. Yeah, that's where his career started. He's on Disney channels and stuff. Like, but he's used this. He's been really smart. Like, my advice to all boxers now is like you've said to me then, I'm always like vocal. If boxers want to sit behind a keyboard, not say a peep, just think in their head, I'll do the talking with my fist. Don't put yourself out there, give your opinions, get a fan base, grow your profile, because the more profile you've got, the more bums are on seats to watch you. And boxing's about money. It's not about how good you are. There's boxers out there who are better than me, who've not achieved a thing because no one's ever backed them, no one's ever put support on them because no one knows who they are.
Yeah. Like
Russians and whatever else. The killers, the really big good fighters, but because they can't sell, like me and Liam Smith, we sold the M&S Arena out in like 24 hours, completely sold it out.
Madness.
Probably over £1 million worth of sales in 24 hours. Do you know what I mean? So that's because we both had good profiles, and obviously it was all Liverpool. Put two Russians together and they wouldn't fight, they wouldn't sell up an arena in 24 years.
There's no pre-banter or anything.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's like it's entertainment business, so you can't just sit there and think, oh, I'll keep winning me fights and something will change. It might never change for you. So my advice would be to everyone, take advantage of social media. It's free. You can advertise yourself and not on like I've grew a massive business on social media because it's just free advertising. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to talk about next. So before we even speak about Supreme CBD, I just want to tell everyone that like I went into the office the other day, and I'm doing some bits for them now at the minute, and it's not your average office. It's like the most clean office you've ever seen, but they have a laugh. You walk in, you've got Kerry Katona running around, hugging staff members. Like that fella, he was like, "My wife's gonna see," and then you've got Serena. She's just a big personality. It's such a good working environment. And so, can you tell me how you first ever founded Supreme CBD and what inspired you to get into the wellness and the natural change?
Basically, it goes back to like 2018, I think it was. Someone approached me from a CBD company and asked me to work with them, and I said no because I didn't think it was legal. At the time, I was very naive. I didn't know what CBD was, and like I just never even heard of it. But another fella asked me again, who I knew from college, and he had his own company, and he was like, "Look, I'll give you £500 a month to promote my business." So I thought, you know what, it's £500 a month. It's not doing any harm, is it? So I said signed, but I didn't really promote them. I didn't really do nothing for them because I thought, I don't really use the stuff. So I'm not going to start saying to everyone, use this stuff. So I was just going to give it back. And then by a mad fluke, my coach at the time, Dave Colwell, was using CBD from a different company. And I mentioned to him the sponsorship. He went, no, CBD's brilliant. I use it for my shoulders with belly, whacking my arms. My shoulders get pure pain. The CBD helps me with the information. It helps me train. So I thought, that's interesting because Dave Cole is like a bit of a health freak. He's always like in the gym. He's always eating clean. He's always like on the ball with these things. So I thought, oh, well, that's not too bad then. That day, I sparred this young lad, Rampton, his name was. He was like on the England squad, amateur, and he caught me with a lovely uppercut right on my jaw. And I thought, oh, that's going to hurt in the morning, one of them. So, because my jaw was so sore, I just thought, you know what? I'll try that oil. And I tell people this story, this is a God's honest truth story. I drove from Sheffield, I was going on my way home. I went to a Subway on the way home and I had to eat on like the left side of my mouth. My mouth was that sore. I was like, oh, I was eating. And then I just thought in my head, got that CBD in the car. So I was literally like being like Macclesfield or something. I shut the bottle really well, took a full pipette, drove home, and I remember walking in the house, and it was my ex-girlfriend's house at the time. And I remember like thinking, that feels better. That. So I remember like, I was just as an experiment. I had some food and I had eaten normal. I could still feel the pain slightly, but I thought that oil's fixed my jaw like really, really fast. So I thought, that's mad. So I went online. I said to everyone, look, I've just used this stuff. I can't believe it. It's like, it's worked super, super fast. It's unbelievable, this stuff. It's magic. Do you know what I mean? It's magic. And at the time, no one knew what it was. So I got like a lot of stick and stuff, but a lot of people know I don't lie. I never lied. Look back at my background, I've never promoted no one's stuff ever, because I've never really been asked to promote people's stuff. So this is the first thing I've ever promoted. And a lot of people bought it. And then like after like a week or two, I'm getting all these messages, and I mean like these messages, they sound the lies. Like some fella went to me, mate, you've got my mum out of bed. My mum was in bed for over a week with a bad hip. She's having the oil, she's back walking. I'm thinking, are these people lying to me? It makes me feel good. Are these lying to me? That's what I was thinking, because I thought, surely it can't be that good. I know it fixed my jaw, but this woman's bedbound and she's stuck in bed with a bad hip and now she's walking. So I thought people were like just trying to make me feel happy, saying it was working. But as time went on, I thought, no, this stuff's actually really, really good. And I started getting like bang into it. And the lad I was working with, I won't mention his name, but he had a bit of a cocaine addiction. He was bad on cocaine. And I was trying to like say, look, mate, let's get other products, let's get gummies, let's get. And he was like, yeah, we will tomorrow. And he was like, it's always tomorrow with you, fella. You're always like in a bit of a like mad state where you can't be asked doing nothing because you're obviously on come downs or whatever. Down, yeah. So I just thought, I can't work with this fella. He's just going to slow me down. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, I need to find the best stuff. So I started like speaking to like researching the best possible CBD, and I found this fella in America, and he was quite expensive. So I thought, it must be good stuff, that. So I tried the stuff he sent me, and I thought, wow, that stuff's much better than what I've been promoting. It tasted strong and it smelled like a bit more weedy. So I tasted that, but wow, that stuff's proper strong stuff. So I thought, I'll just call this Supreme CBD.
Yeah.
Started selling it myself, and then the minute I started selling that, it just went, look, boom. It just probably spiraled like crazy. Like I went from like having like about 10 bottles of oil. I was selling like 10 bottles of oil a week or something, till like it was like 10 a day, then it was like 20 a day, and it just keep going. Now it's like $300 a day we do. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy, do you know what I mean? And like some days we've done over 1,000 in one day. It's absolutely crazy, honestly. But the stuff is unbelievable. Like I tell everyone, don't ever think my stuff doesn't work. Like it will help any person. Some people more than others. Some people don't really need the help as much as others. But people who are like getting on a little bit, you've got like a lot of inflammation in the body, a lot of like anxiety. You're just funny enough, yesterday there was a fella called Louis Spence, who everyone knows Louis Spence.
Yeah.
Like he just randomly put a post up saying he's been using this oil. Jodie Marsh gave it to him. He's been using this CBD. He's on antidepressants and anxiety medication since he's like 18. He's like 50 odd now. He's been on his medication his whole life, and he's like, this stuff's better. I've been using this stuff. I don't get no side effects. It feels amazing. And like, why would he lie for? Like, he's probably milled off him. He's doing really well in his life, and he's stuck on his own. Exactly. And he's just on a post from me out of nowhere. So I've messaged him and said to him, look, let me give you a call, mate, because I love to get you more involved. You've got a big profile. You help so many people. Like, let's get more involved. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully he comes on board and starts like working with us.
That'd be brilliant. That.
Yeah.
No, really good. No, it just speak for itself. I've said to you loads of times, like, I don't know how I would be if I wasn't on it, because I was on CBD, a different brand. It wasn't. It didn't work as effectively. It did work, but it didn't work as effectively as yours did. And just with the way my life's like that, like non-stop every day. I don't think I get through. I mean, I'm on everything. I'm on Supreme Life and everything now. We'll talk about it in a minute. Did you face any challenges when you first initially started the business? Was there any backlash? You get the Karens and
no. You know what I realised was, and I always thought boxing was the only sport full of like snakes and dogs and stuff, where I then realised it's just life. Everyone's just trying to rob you. I swear, I always used to say, they want this boxing game. Everyone's trying to take off your plate. You're like your plate of food here. Yeah. Where your view earned, everyone's going, I want that. Everyone's taking off you.
You become a cash cow.
That's what happens, honestly. But I thought it was just boxing, and then when I realised it's just life. Everyone's just trying to take off your plate. Everyone's just trying to take off you and use you and manipulate you to get stuff out of you. I realised that. So I got ripped off a few times with a few deals and stuff, and then I just thought, you know what, I must.
Who would rip up an Xboxer off? Like, who would be that brave? I wouldn't.
Nah, people do, mate. You'd be surprised. Like, people out there, they rob their own mums, wouldn't they? Rob their own nans.
Yes,
people.
They would.
So you can't trust no one. Like, but I always say to my staff, you know, I always have a bit of a belief system, me, where I believe that I can't do bad to no one. I can't do bad to no person, because I don't like putting bad into the universe, because I get bad back. So even if I don't like someone, I'll never ever do nothing bad to no one, because I just think it's going to come back to me. I believe in the law of attraction. I've always used that my whole life, and I think I've got everything I've ever wanted. I feel as though I've got everything I ever wanted now. So it's obviously worked for me, and I've done that by being a good, honest person, and never trying to get one over on someone. You know what I mean? Like, I think what's best for me. I always will, but I won't like step over someone, if you know what I mean. I don't need to.
What's the biggest success story or like client feedback you've ever had from Supreme CBD and Supreme Life?
What? I'm actually going to use my daughter, because I've had a lot of stories of people saying to me the tumours are shrunk and this and that, and like, honestly, I never ever share them, because I don't think CBD is the be all and end all for people with like cancer. You need to have a lot of changes. But me and Serena had the shock of our lives. I think it was like last May or so, and our little Roma was 18 months old. She started limping, and I thought she must have fell in nursery and banged her leg. And like, I thought the nurse, you haven't told me, so that's quite sneaky. So I asked him, she said, no, she hasn't fell. So anyway, Serena was like, let's get her to the hospital. I'm like, oh, babe, she'll be all right. It's only a little limp, she'll snap out of it. But after a few days, she was still limping. I thought, it's better to be safe than sorry. So we took her for an x-ray on her hip, and like, imagine the horror when we got told she's got a tumour in her leg. They think it's cancer after like when she's 18 months old. Do you know what I mean? It's still actually hard to talk about now. It was a really traumatic time. So like, we got told that, and we just couldn't believe it. We were just like, what the F type of thing. So I was like trying to...
You can't swear on you, mate. I'll let you. You can swear, I promise.
I don't like to swear, but around the kids that. Yeah. So I got told from like just a normal day. Serena rings me absolutely, because we went for an x-ray, and they didn't know the first day. He was like, oh, nothing's broke. The next day, Serena gets a phone call saying, you need to come back in the hospital now. We found a tumour. It looks like it could be cancer. So Serena's rang me, and she's literally been screaming that much hysterical. I couldn't understand what she was saying. I was like, what? So I'm thinking, this can't be right. This can't be right. Must be a mistake. So we drove back to the hospital, and they're like, they showed us like a bit of a shelving on a bone, and I just couldn't believe it. I just thought, how can this happen? Like, how can this happen? She's a baby. So anyway, long story short, we had to take her to Alder A and get like an emergency MRI, because on an X-ray you can only see like the outline on it, where the MRI is a lot more like specific of what it actually is. So we had like the longest 24 hours. We both didn't sleep. We were up at like 3 or we were up the whole night researching like ways to like make it better, because we don't believe in chemotherapy. Like Serena's dad had chemotherapy, killed him. Like, and a lot of people who've had it never been the same again.
My dad wouldn't get it.
He just died. You know what I mean? So I was like, she's not getting that. That was like the very, very, very last option for me. So we were researching everything, and then the next day we got told it's not actually cancer. It's something called LCH, which is Langerhans cells histosis or something like that. But they still treat it like cancer, because it's still a tumour. It's still growing. It's like, she had like little holes in a bone. It was like eating away at a bone, whatever it was. But I was like, Serena, look, I don't want to get no chemotherapy, not like that for it. I don't want to do it. I want to try and change the lifestyle, change the diet, cut out sugar. All these things people say, like cures cancer, that no one's brave enough to do. But it was so hard to do it because it wasn't me. If it was me, I'd do it for me, no problem. But because it's me little girl, I was so scared that I was doing the wrong thing for her. So anyway, we just like, we went full on like health freaks. Like we binned everything out of the house that had chemicals in, any like shampoos, no toothpaste, no fluoride toothpaste. We binned every chemical in the house, or like hand laws, the law. We went and bought all organic fruit. Everything was organic. I started growing my own fruit in the garden for her, growing all like carrots and apples and all, growing all stuff for her because I thought, I want to know it's got not been sprayed with pesticides or no crap. So I started doing everything for her. I started giving her hydrogen water, which is like meant to be better than normal water. It's all filtered clean, got hydrogen in. We were giving her something called turmeric in the mornings. Turmeric we were giving her that I was giving, and I not trying to plug my own brand. I know our bones have receptors in for cannabinoids. CBD is one of many cannabinoids. In my formula, I have 16 cannabinoids. So I thought if it's in her bone, the CBD is gonna massively help her with the information and the repair in the bone, because there's receptors in there for the bone. So I actually had an argument with an oncologist because he said to me, I was like, what can I do for her? And he was like, Nurofen, what did he say? He said Nurofen, morphine, and chemotherapy. And I was like, mate, are you serious, mate? I'm actually what can I give her in terms of nutrition? You tell me to give her drugs when she, like, what should I give her to eat? And he
it's the answer to everything.
Looked at me blank, like I was talking Chinese. And I'm like, mate, I'm not asking you what drugs to give her. I'm asking her what to give her to help her recover. And he had no answers at all. And I thought, some parents in this position would just listen to them and just give them all these drugs and not change nothing. They didn't give me one diet tip or nothing, right? But I cut out all of the sugar in the diet, cut it all out. Everything was organic. I was giving the CBD twice a day. I actually, there's loads of things we've done, honestly, loads of things we've done. I tried taking her to like hydrogen, them oxygen chambers, but she wouldn't sit in it. It was too much like scary for her. She's still a baby.
Yeah.
So I tried so many things. I went to this other room called energy enhancement chamber. It was like a frequency room. You walk in, there's all like frequencies in the room, and like it was boss in there. It was like it make you so relaxed. Like I never believed in frequencies can heal you.
Yeah.
But like I think
it's all the hate, isn't it?
I think it actually does. I don't know whether it does or doesn't, but I don't know what healed her. But fast forward 6 months, I went for they were trying to get me to come in all the time. At one point, right, I was refusing all the treatment. They actually got social service to my house. Honestly, I had social service at my door.
You're joking?
On my kids'
So
house.
Someone rang them? Social service? Was it at the hospital or was it?
I don't know who it was, but they come to me door, mate, and we're like, we've been told you're refusing treatment and all the day, whenever else, like for your daughter. And I was like, look at her. At this point, she was walking like perfect. But at the time, she couldn't walk. She was walking like her back was all like twisted, and because the tumor was putting so much pressure on her leg, it like she was like compensating, walking like a bit like on the side.
Yeah.
So at this point, she was running around. She was dead happy. She was fed because I was monitoring it every single day. I wasn't just trying to change things and then leaving to it. Every day I was checking her how she was, so I could see she was getting better. So even like we went back after like 6-7 weeks, and the tumor had grew, and Terrain was panicking, thinking we're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And I said, no, love. What's happened is we found at the start the tumor's been growing. It's now going to stop. And because I could see her getting better, I could physically see she was in less pain. She was walking a bit better. I knew she was getting the right way. Do you know what I mean? So the time social service come round, she was running around playing, just a completely normal kid. Do you know what I mean? So we went back for another scan, and the doctor, I remember this fella's face. He was coming to me. He looked like that. I was going, what's up? He's coming to me. It's nearly half in size. I was like, so I was ecstatic.
Yeah.
But he looked like he was gobsmacked. He was like, what have you done? And I was like, nothing. What do you mean? He's like, well, how has this happened? I was like, well, I've just changed the lifestyle. I think these people believe the only way you can get better is medication. It's not correct. Our bodies have the ability to heal ourselves if we have the right nutrition, the right minerals, the right diet, the right water. Like people who are not well now who come to me and say I'm not well, I say the first thing you should do, change your water. What are you drinking? Are you drinking tap water? Are you drinking this? Get your water distilled, clean, and just wake up from there.
No, I totally agree with that. Like I've always feel like your body can heal itself. So why would you put anything else in it? If that's not the biggest, I told you so. To whole,
but you know what?
All of them.
Rewind me up though, right? And this is to this day. I didn't want to argue with her. Like there was a woman there, I'm not going to mention her name, but I said to her like what I'd done for it, and she was just dismissing the CBD, and I was like, how can you dismiss my CBD? And she went to me, it's not proven to work. I went, do you know hemp has been getting used for thousands of years? Do you not think by now human beings would stop using it if it weren't working? People use this stuff because it actually works. People aren't fools, you know. People aren't buying from me every single month for a placebo. They're buying it because it actually works. And she went, I know, but it's not regulated. I went, it is. My business is. I pay thousands of pounds for lab reports every single month to make sure that I'm giving people the best quality stuff, which I don't need to do. I could just take the fella's word for it, but I don't. I always pay the extra mile to ensure they're getting the best stuff of me. And then she was like, having a brag with me back and forth, and I went to her, okay, answer me this one. What is your endocannabinoid system? And she went, it's a system in your body. I went, well, what's it for? I went, it's for cannabinoids, isn't it? And she went, yeah. I went, well, what is CBD a cannabinoid? And I could just see this woman's probably been to university for 10 years on these things, and I'm a boxer, I argue with her about science, and she couldn't answer me. I was going, well, why have we got this system for cannabinoids if you don't need cannabinoids? And she's going, yeah, but it's not but, is it? You're just trying to give us pills. I went, have we got an ibuprofen system? Have we got a Norepinephrine system? Have we got a morphine system? No, we haven't. No. We've got a cannabinoid system for cannabinoids. Cannabinoids are from herbs and plants. Like, we need to have these natural medications, do you know what I mean? Like, people like, it's crazy how they trying to argue me over it. Like, it's in your body. You know, if you Google it yourself, what is your endocannabinoid system? It'll show receptors across your whole body for cannabinoids. People don't get no cannabinoids. You know where you get cannabinoids as a baby? In your mother's breast milk. That's how good it is for you. Really? It's in mother's breast milk, cannabinoids. So when babies are obviously getting breastfed, the pure, calm and happy and relaxed, they're getting the cannabinoids. Do you know what I mean? We need to have them. And you can't get them from food, especially not processed food. So you need to have like herbs or like, it's crazy.
That explains why I've always been scatty all my life, because I wasn't breastfed. So Maria, bang out of order. Bang out of order.
They need it, mate. Babies need it, mate. They need it.
We do. So what are your thoughts on mental health, especially in fitness and obviously in personal life with regards to your products? Yeah. Because I know personally they've helped me. There was before I let you answer the question, there's a girl who I work with in a company I consult for, and she took 2. I had the ashwagandha gummies with me.
Oh yeah.
And she took 2, and I'm not joking. Within an hour, she went, I feel better. She went, I measured people placebo. So the next day she took another 2 again, and she went, can you get me a bottle next time you go? And I was like, do you know what? I'll make sure you're looked after. But it's like, it really does help with mental clarity and just the way your brain.
A lot of things wired. People have got right, and especially a lot of women. They have hormone imbalances. This is because of they're drinking the wrong water, they're eating the wrong food, they're breathing dirty air. A lot of people have hormone imbalances, right? And this affects the whole body from the inside. There's something called your endocrine system, which regulates your hormones. And my stuff works with this endocrine system in your body. It's part of the endocannabinoid system. So basically, if your hormones are like that, how can you focus, and how can you not be that anxious because your hormones are doing this? So my stuff just basically does this. Just calms the whole ship down and calms you down so you can actually think, and you're like, don't feel anxious now. It happens to my girlfriend today, and she's like, we're in a restaurant, she starts going to me, I'm getting anxiety, and starts looking for a CBD in a bag. I'm like, how are you getting this anxiety? But it must just be women with the hormones. Like, I'm always like this. I don't need to have nothing. I'm always calm, cool, relaxed, because I train every single day. That's like my medication, me training. If I don't train, I start feeling a bit mad that I need to train me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's cool for me.
No, I'm like that. No, but I mean, women, I don't understand them, obviously.
That's the way.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an excuse though.
No, true.
Right. So what can we expect from you in the near future, both business and personally? You gonna have any more kids?
I hope so. I'd love to have another kid. That'd be the best thing ever for me. And in terms of business, honestly, it's scary how fast this business has grown. It's like it's scaring me now. We've got about 20 staff now. Obviously, you're going to start doing little bits. We had a girl start yesterday, a creative marketer. I'm going to hire a full-on sales team. We've got massive news, which I'll tell you off camera, which we should be going to a massive grocer, which is like, it's just crazy. Oh, I'm going to be in this big, massive store. That's not quite done yet, so I don't want to say it and jinx myself.
Don't tell me until it's confirmed.
Okay.
No, actually, I'll probably, I'll have to ask you in a minute.
When I'm in there, mate, it'd be like literally unbelievable. Honestly, I'm so happy what I've done now. Like, I generally, and this is mad, I'm not motivated by money anymore. When I was younger, because I was very, very poor, I always wanted to be rich. I always thought, if I'm rich, I'll be happy. And then when I become rich, and I thought, I feel the same, yeah.
Why isn't this working?
I feel the same. I feel the same. Like, I thought I'd be that happy all the time because I was rich. Like, I remember like going to like flannels and stuff, and like I'd want to buy these expensive stuff and that, and I couldn't afford it. And I think and now I can go in there and I can buy whatever I want, and I don't. But I think it's a waste of my money. I'd rather go and do something more productive with my money than buy a £600 t-shirt that just got a little daft brand on. Do you know what I mean? It's the same as what I've got on now. This is probably about 30 quid. Do you know what I mean? And it still looks good on me.
Exactly. I know Serena's going to kill me. I was asking the kids questions, but how many do you reckon? No, she will kill me, but I'll make it up to her. So how many more do you want?
I would have, with my girlfriend, obviously she's 37, so I don't want to be like a bit harsh and start making them kids into a 40. So I think one more kid would be enough. And they are hard work kids, don't get me wrong. And if we have 3 kids, I give them more attention than having like 4 or 5, do you know what I mean? So hopefully I have one more kid.
Don't you feel weird with an odd number though?
Well, Serena's got another kid actually, so it'd be 4 for her. And Lucy is like, she's not my biological daughter, but she's always around the house and she's still a pain in the ass.
Perfect. We're gonna get it covered. I want you to put your legacy, the legacy that everyone will see, like your kids, everyone. Put it into 3 words. How you feel about it? What
I want to be remembered, type of thing.
Yeah.
Just try to do my best, basically. That's what I've always done in my life. No matter what I'm doing, whether it was in school, I try my best in school, then I'm trying my best in boxing, now I'm trying my best in business, and I just try and I want my kids to help people. Like, I never realised how rewarding it is, because I was always very selfish as a kid, because I was from this broken home and I had nothing and I was dragged up. I always wanted to do things for myself all the time, and I realised when I help other people how much more better I felt than doing things for myself.
That's a good answer. And I've got one last question for you. And so I didn't want them to all be everything. I wanted to have some random question. So if you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
That's a random one, isn't it?
It is a random one. And that's why I put the question out there, so you could have a good think about it.
As a boxer, I've always idolised Muhammad Ali. I've always just thought, like, what a great man. That personality. He had the talent, he had the mouth, he could back it up. I would have loved to just spoke to him and to say, like, how are you just amazing? Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you just go and do anything? And he conquered the whole world, didn't he?
So you've got the king.
So another one's probably Mike Tyson. I'd like to sit with Mike Tyson again and ask him, like, because he obviously probably had worse than me, but he definitely had worse life than me. Growing up, he was bullied. He had no one. He found a coach, and he was like a father to him, like a father figure. So Tyson and who can the last one be? It would be a good one, which no one would have heard of. When I was a boxer, Dave Cole told me about a fella called Mike McCallum, and this fella won. He won 3 division world champion. He won like light middleweight, and light heavy, which is unbelievable. You wouldn't believe how hard that is. And this fella, like we spoke before, he never had a big social media following. Back then he was nothing. No one knew who he was. He was just like, he had no fans basically. So he would go to people's backyards. Like he went and boxed an Irishman in Ireland and smashed him. He went to boxer American in America, smashed him. He used to go around battering everyone. He used to beat them all. He boxed someone called James Toney, and Toney was like a big massive superstar, and he drew the fight, and he probably should have won because he never had the actual backing. But he was I think I remember seeing him. I met him once, and honestly, I've never in my life been started with meetings with no one ever, because I'm not really bothered. I've met Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, Tyson, but this fella, because he reminded me of myself a little bit, like he was him against the world, type of thing, and he went around and he conquered everyone, and he beat them all in their own back garden. So Mike McCallum.
So there you 3. Where would you take them for a scan in Liverpool? You've got to take them somewhere. Your favourite place?
You know what? It's probably not the best place, but I always go to Il Forno a lot. That's like my little place I go, Il Forno. Probably better restaurants to go. But I like Il Forno, the good people in there. So
yeah, I've known Maria who's got it. She's a lovely woman. Lovely.
Yeah.
Anthony, it's been an absolute pleasure. Is there anything else you want to touch on or put across?
No, just everyone watching. Support Craig. He's a really good person. He's always goes above and beyond for everyone. Like I'm not just saying because you're here. Whenever I mention Craig, there's people, they always say, "Oh, what a nice fella," and Craig will help anyone without not getting nothing back from you yourself, because you're a good person. So
thank you.
Keep being you, fella.
Thank you.